Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we will be talking about autism spectrum disorder. Autism spectrum disorder, or ASD, it is a neurodevelopmental disorder characterized by symptoms of deficient reciprocal social communication and the presence of restricted, repetitive, and inflexible patterns of behavior. While its severity and specific manifestations vary widely across the spectrum, autism generally affects a person's ability to understand and connect with others, as well as their adaptability to everyday situations. Like most developmental disorders, autism exists along a dimension of symptom severity, subjective distress, and functional impairment. A consequence of this dimensionality is substantial variability in the nature and extent of support a person with ASD requires. According to WHO, it is estimated that worldwide about 1 in 100 children have autism. Over the years, there have been many terms used to define autism, for example, autistic disorder, childhood disintegrative disorder, Asperger's, pervasive developmental disorder, etc. But as of now, according to DSM-5, all of these terms are combined together and defined today as one term as autism spectrum disorder, and covering multitude of symptoms varying from mild to severe forms. While all autistic people are united under the same label, it is still a diverse group. That's why it is a spectrum. And for instance, some people could be verbal and communicate few things, while others might need to use their iPads and use touchpads to communicate their needs, as they are nonverbal. Some people are so functional that they even have a day job, while some might be living in a group home setting with individualized care with round the clock behavioral support. Autistic individuals try to avoid hugs, eye contacts, and social interactions. They are particularly drawn to routines, certain words and movements, and repetitive behaviors. Even after a century of research on autism and what could cause it, researchers have still not found one particular reason for autism, but genetics certainly do play a role. Some parents feel that vaccines cause autism, but there is no data to show that vaccines directly could cause autism in children. It has been refuted by many peer reviewed studies that strongly concluded there is no link between vaccines and autism. But there are some epigenetic changes that are linked to autism, which means that your lived experiences changes the way your body uses your genes. Another reason why some people are more prone to developing autism has been linked to the age of their father when they were born. And here we are referring to males who are older than 40 years of age. That's not to say that every male over 40 years old would have an autistic kid. Another reason, according to several reports from Europe and North America, say that people who develop in the womb of someone with an autoimmune disease are more likely to be diagnosed with autism, with some specific diseases increasing the likelihood by up to 80%. Again, it is very possible that a diagnosis this complex is the result of several interconnected causes. One thing that I would like to mention here is autism is not about communication deficit. It is more about communication difference. Autistic individuals are not disabled, they are differently abled. Being autistic is a lifelong thing. It doesn't go away with the age. But for some autistic individuals, some symptoms become less pronounced as they get older. Autism is something that an individual is born with, and you can see the symptoms as early as 9 months old when the infant is not smiling back or cannot maintain eye contact, but it is more noticeable after the age of 2. But here is how you can confirm if somebody has autism First thing, you would go through screening, which usually happens through your primary care physician. And the screening is done based on what age group you are at and the time of screening. So basically, screening for somebody who is a 2-year old would be different than somebody who is, let's say, a 10-year old. Most of the questions on these screening questionnaires are related to your social engagement and your responses during activities, spatial memory, your reasoning, and the ability to complete mazes. And once the diagnosis is established, providers can offer you different types of supports and help that is widely available now as compared to years ago. And based on what kind of support you would need, help could be offered. For instance, many autistic kids get behavioral support where the behavior interventionist and behavior analyst help the individual 24/7 in developing better communication skills and help them engage in social activities to better integrate them into the community. Many individuals with autism, when they are not able to communicate their needs, they engage in self-injurious behaviors, and that is when interventions could come in handy by behavior interventionists, and they could gauge a suitable time to intervene and help the individuals during those moments of difficulty and aggression and help them deal with those emotions better. And many studies suggest that younger children show better results with interventions than when the interventions are started at an older age, meaning that earlier interventions are more effective. There are a variety of tools for variety of symptoms. Behavioral therapy can encourage new coping mechanisms as alternatives to self-harm and property destruction. Research is still ongoing, but currently, applied behavior analysis (ABA) is regarded as the only effective evidence based intervention for autism spectrum disorder. All the treatment options available today do not cure autism, but they just help in managing the diagnosis better and live a more fulfilling life. Ultimately, as a conclusion, I would like to say that we should think of autism less as a disease and more as a difference. So, the next time that you find somebody struggling to communicate their needs, do not judge them and just be kind to people. Just be kind to autistic individual. We need more kindness around the world. So, I hope that this video can spread some awareness about autism in the society. For more contents like this, please comment down below and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.